Hey everybody, here today with a Sheik guide. So Sheik is an extremely versatile character, does well in so many situations. She excels at so many things. Really the only thing she's kind of bad at is she's not that great at racking up KOs and her damage is a bit on the low side. But other than that, amazing. So, weapon skills, she has such a wide variety of weapon skill sets you can use. So basically, the first set you can use is no healing, and then a choice between finishing blow, strong attack plus, or hasty attacks. So you choose two of those three skills. And she can work completely fine without hasty. That's mostly just a do you like hasty or no, because she can function completely fine without it. And then fill the rest of the slots with your strength skills of choice. The other set she can do is Defenseless, Heartstrong, and then whatever other 4,000 KO skill you want. And then fill the rest with strength skills. Because she is great at playing extremely defensively and avoiding damage. So you're really not going to need shielding. And then Heartstrong, that boosts her damage, and she also kind of lacks damage like I already said, so that just works out well. So I might fix this up to do that. And then on the strength skills, I'd say strong attack plus, strength 4, and strength 5 are the three skills you can get rid of. The others I think you will definitely need or want. But yeah, those three, you can kind of choose your choice of them that you want to get rid of. I'd say 4 and 5 are the better ones. You kind of want strong attack plus, but whatever, you may not. So, back September 2014, when the game first came out, I believe it might be in August. I can't remember. But Sheik was definitely one of the best characters in the game. Probably just behind the Master Sword, because Master Sword's dumb, but yeah, she was an amazing character because pretty much all the other good characters in the game right now weren't in the game. The only other good character right now that was actually in the game back then, besides the Master Sword, was Ganondorf and his Great Blades, and those were just okay before they got buffed a lot. So, yeah. So, Weak String. This is with Hasty Attack, so it is a bit faster. Okay, so her Weak String, that's actually one of her best options for racking up KOs because she doesn't really have that many great KO racking up options. And since those last two hits cover quite a wide area, I like those for clearing crowds. Okay, now her strong attack. If you normally use it, you do that. And, I mean, it's going to do, like, no damage. It's super underwhelming. You're not going to want to use that. Basically, whatever the last the last combo attack you use, it's going to add a song under your special attack gauge, and then the next time you use strong attack, you will play the song, and the songs are based off Ocarina of Time, so Prelude of Light, Serenade of Water, Bolero of Fire, you know, those songs. So they each have different effects, and yeah. So, yeah, if you don't have a song, it just does that little blast, and I mean, like, it's slow, and that's not really worth it. I mean, that much damage was actually kind of surprising. I thought it did less, but I think this is an easy mission. So, combo 2. Okay, you throw out a tornado of water and inflicts water damage, and it's like okay for stalling enemies or just kind of like keeping them up in the air while you do something else, but there's not much else I use for it. It's okay. But, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of lacking as it's C2, honestly. And then, this is what everyone loves. So then if you use strong attack while you have that on, you are surrounded by water. And this gives you basically an extra 6 hearts of health. So it's basically a barrier. It has 6 hearts. And then once that barrier gets worn down, then the barrier drops. And you can replenish this as many times as you want. So I might have gotten hit by some Manhandla seeds in the last few seconds. Oh, I definitely felt a rumble there, actually. So then I would just do that again, and then play the song again, and now it's back up to 6 hearts. So, yeah, that's kind of stupid. And if you take a hit that does, like, 10 hearts, then the shield will go through all 6 hearts, and then you will take 4 hearts of damage. So it's not like just it protects hits. If a hit goes, like, past the amount of health the barrier has, you will take that damage too. This shield, it actually does have a time limit, and the time limit is like 13 minutes and some odd seconds. So it's really never going to run out of time. It's usually just going to be health, unless you put it on the start of the match and then just never get hit, or get hit like once or twice, and then it takes you for 13 minutes. That's like the only time it's going to run out. But really, that should not be running out ever. Okay, I've been talking about that too long. Combo 3. That is a great launcher. I love this for juggling because, I mean, yeah. And it also inflicts fire effects, so, I mean, like, that's, I guess, kind of a good bonus. But this move is so amazing for 1v1 just because you can launch enemies. And this is basically what C2 should have been, because it's great at launching enemies. I've said that like 5 times. I need to stop. But, yeah, and then you can just combo them into a lot of other attacks, and that is amazing. So, her strong attack, after using that, she puts down a ring of fire, and then it explodes. That's actually one of the strongest attacks in the game, but it's really, really, really slow, and the area on it is not that great. So, you're not going to be using it that much in 1v1. And every time I try to use it, it just ends up not working because the enemy can just run out of it. So that's not the best thing. What that move is great for is giant bosses, because that goes through giant boss weak point gauges incredibly quickly. That move is amazing at going through giant bosses. That's what the main use of it is. Okay, combo 4. That's mostly, I just use it as like a C3 to C4, and then, wait, that's C5, oops. So that's kind of like a combo extender as well, kind of like C2, except C2 should really be used against a wall, while C4 can be used any other time. It doesn't use that much damage, and it can kind of be okay, like racking up KOs if they're like all right in front of you. But it's really just a combo tool. And then if you use strong attack version of it, then you get a tornado around you. And basically, this is kind of helpful for juggling enemies and racking up KOs, but the damage is so weak, and since it kind of goes out too far to actually reach enemies to juggle them, I don't use it that much. Wait, you can kind of see it. It's like, yeah, you're really not doing much damage. And then, of course, there's also those occasional enemies that just don't get hit in general. It is great at weak point gauges, but that's about it. And really, with how much setup you need for it, you really shouldn't be using that for weak point gauges. So, I don't just use it very often at all. Combo 5. That's really great against 1v1 just because that's like a combo finisher. So if you do like C3 to C4 to C5, that's great at doing a ton of damage. And also inflicts darkness, so you're going to be doing even more damage because that's what darkness does, and that's always wonderful. Darkness is so stupid, and I love it. Okay, and then the strong attack version of this is also equally stupid as darkness itself. So basically, it creates a tornado and sucks everyone in, and Link... Oh yeah, also the water barrier protects against re-dead screams. I forgot to mention that, but yeah, it does. So, you just saw it. Basically, yeah, okay, so the darkness tornado, that basically just sucks everyone in, and then makes them combo food, and then you can just hit them with whatever you want. So, if you can potentially do... I don't know if this works with without hasty attacks. With hasty attacks, you should probably be able to do it. Basically, water tornado, then C2, and then not do that. And then you use Bolero Fire, and then just everything explodes. Boom. Ton of damage right there. But you can still knock enemies out of the tornado. Like, even if you hit them with, like, your weak string, they really won't be getting knocked out of it because they'll just get sucked back in. But if you use C2 or something, then they'll be pushed out of it. And sometimes if you use C3 enough, then they'll just be knocked out of it as well. So you don't really want to be doing that too very much. Now, the final attack. So basically, it's Blast of Light. That's what I use most for racking up KOs, even though it doesn't cover that much area. That's also just kind of like if you want to damage someone. Like, if I just want to get review. It's like, and not do a weak point smash. But basically, if you just want to do damage to an enemy that has high health, then just kind of throw one of those out. It's always a pretty good move to throw out whenever you want, even though it is kind of late into the line of combo attacks, but I still like it. And the last thing, actually you won't be able to see it. So basically you make Square of Light, and while you're standing in this, your special attack gauge will recharge. So basically just using the C6 at the start of the match, and then run into a keep, and then, okay, well, I'm going to be killing enemies. I'll just throw one kind of like in the middle here. And then you'll be killing enemies, which fill your special gauge, and you'll also be standing in the Square of Light, which will also be filling your special gauge. So you will gain that very quickly. And also, Sheik special is interesting, as it's actually one of her best crowd clearing moves. And this is, actually it is probably her best crowd clearing move. It does not do much damage, but that covers a very wide range in the keep, so that is very fantastic. And with how quickly she gets it, you can actually kind of spam this, and that's actually an effective way to take keeps, is to actually, well, now that I have this. So yeah, now you can see it's refilling. It recharges pretty quickly, so then I can just like throw out a special, and it doesn't recharge while you're standing in it, but yeah, like using a special, but it's a very nice attack. So, yeah, it's mostly just Sheik has a generic lack of good range attacks and damage, because, like, okay, she has range attacks, and she does have damage, but her ranged attacks are mostly just these kunais at the end of that leash string, and it's like, you're not doing much damage with those. You kind of have that water tornado, but that's not covering a very wide area, and it also doesn't do much damage on its own. So it's like, she doesn't have much range. And damage, okay, well, she has Bolero of Fire, but it's like, really? This is with hasty too, so it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna stand there that long. It does do a ton of damage, but anyways, basically, she is focused around comboing and just getting places fast and hitting hard. And also, I mentioned this in another video, but basically, spamming dodge with Sheik makes her invincible too, on top of the water barrier already covering 6 hearts of damage. So yeah, that's also why I said she was defensive. And basically, yeah, if you can get damage up with Defenseless and Heart Strong, you're probably going to be hitting pretty hard, which is honestly what she needs. She needs range too, but special spam can kind of fix that. And this is also a great way to get that one achievement that needs you to get 100 KOs with a single special. That's how I did it, however long ago that was, but yeah, that's unrelated. Anyways, on to giant bosses. Giant bosses with Sheik are incredibly easy. As giant boss is falling, so about like right now, play Bolero of Fire, so you're going to want to set one up. Use a C2, or C3, I mean, sorry. C3, and that's it. Manhandle is weak to fire, so he only took one shot, but basically for everything else, that is not weak to fire, so every other giant boss you're going to kind of want to alternate, so you're going to want to use Bolero of Fire. And once that's going, C3, and then set up another Bolero of Fire. And then while that's happening, C3, and you just kind of repeat that over and over until the weak point gauge is down. And that works for every single giant boss, except in prison, because in prison's in prison, and ew. But yeah, giant bosses are just hilariously easy for Sheik. And that's about it for this guide. So I actually was checking, I don't have very many guides left, actually. Including this one, only 7. And it's actually 8, but I'm not doing single. So yeah, 7. So only 6 guides left. That's actually pretty surprising. I didn't think I'd actually get through them this quickly. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do next. She kind of wanted to do soon because I kind of actually know her. But it's like the other characters is like, I don't feel confident enough to either make a guide on them, or I don't know a single thing about them. Like, I've had a lot of people saying Zarunia, but it's like, I really don't know how to use Zarunia all that well. Him and Link's horse are just like, don't ask me. Ganondorf actually do kind of know how to use pretty well. I just don't feel comfortable making a guide on him. Lingel's crossbows, kind of the same thing. Even though I did attempt it once. And what else am I forgetting? Oh yeah, Giant Blade. And Giant Blade's like, That's more of like, I don't have hasty attacks for it yet, and I kind of just want to see what I can do with hasty attacks on that first, before making a guide on that. And, maybe I was including single in the 7, no, Midna, sorry, Midna. Yeah, I just don't feel coming from making a guide on her either, yet. I will get to them, but just not now. Yeah, I wasn't really kind of comfortable making this guide either, if you could kind of tell. But that was kind of like because she kind of has a lot of stuff to talk about, even though most of it's pretty well known already. It's just like, I'm going to talk about it anyways. Okay, anyways, that's it for this guide. Bye.